Hello, I'm Amy Zaley with the Jerusalem Connection Red Alert Report for Wednesday, November 28th. What's new in the news that nobody's talking about? Well, Airbnb has decided to boycott apartments in Israel, so we are now calling it AirBDS. They are boycotting or banning 200 apartments owned by Jewish people or Israelis that are located in the West Bank and Samaria and not allowing them to be posted on their website for business. A quote from Member of Parliament Michael Oren on Twitter: Airbnb blacklists Jewish apartments in Judea and Samaria, but not Palestinian apartments, not apartments in Turkish-occupied Cyprus, or in Moroccan-occupied Sahara, or in Tibet. So clearly, this is an instance of anti-Semitism, and Israeli officials are speaking out against Airbnb, which has now entered the political arena, and instead of keeping their nose in only the business of tourism. As well, in Argentina, Argentinian soccer fans were chanting "Kill Jews to make soap" against a team that they played against with Jewish roots. Violent clashes were reported after the all-boys team lost to a team called Atlanta, which is from a community with Jewish roots and contains or has Jewish players. The home soccer team fans in Argentina chanted "Killing the Jews to make soap" during a match where the team is against which this team was historically associated with the Jewish community in Argentina. Of course, the team called Atlanta from the Jewish community did win. Clearly, they could not accept that. Atlanta is a professional Argentinian team founded more than 100 years ago, and they played in a neighborhood against a team called All Boys at their stadium in Buenos Aires. The All Boys fans also assaulted police, destroyed property at the stadium, and attacked police cars outside. This was reported by the Times of Israel just last week and illustrates the type of fans that Argentina has when they don't win. What about on college campuses? November 16th through 18th at UCLA, the Students for Justice in Palestine held their annual rally. Students for Supporting Israel, the SSI, they peacefully protested this event. This event at UCLA had attendees who chanted "Long live the Intifada" and carried tote bags calling for the annihilation of the Jewish people and the State of Israel. This on a college campus. In Columbia, New York, Columbia University Center for Palestinian Studies, the CPS, is a, quote, Ivy League clearinghouse for PLO propaganda and the demonization of Israel. Columbia has assembled an anti-Israel all-stars of academia, including speakers and professors such as Joseph Massad, who has called for the continuing resistance of Palestinians in Israel and the occupied territories, and to all civil and military institutions that uphold Jewish supremacy. Jewish students across Canada have slammed the Canadian Federation for Students for approving their resolution last Monday supporting the boycott, divest, and sanction movement against Israel. This resolution passed last Monday at the Federation's annual convention in Ottawa. The Canadian Federation of Students represents about 500 students across Canada, and the resolution endorsed a statement that said, quote, "The ongoing occupation of Palestine be condemned." Continuing on, it says, quote, and it also supports the activities of different Palestinian solidarity organizations. This according to the Canadian Jewish News. It also asked, this resolution, that a statement be released to our membership condemning the recent atrocities against Palestinians in Gaza. Clearly, they left out the instigation of why any action in Gaza had to take place in the first place. Hillel Jewish students across Canada have condemned this resolution. Many Jewish students were part of the Canadian Federation of Students. They issued their own statement, quote, "The latest call for a boycott of Israel is anti-academic, fueled by hatred, and is counterproductive to peace. The motion is rife with factual inaccuracy and distortions. Its obsessive campaign against an exclusively the one country and one community, the CFS has further marginalized the thousands of Jewish students whom it is tasked with representing." They also continue on. University of Cross Canada continue to reject boycotts of Israel and are instead deepening their ties with Israeli schools. Since 2013, Canadian universities represented by the Association of Universities and Colleges of Canada signed an agreement with the Association University Heads in Israel to facilitate, promote, and support research, collaboration, and exchanges of faculty and students between both countries. To date, not a single North American university has endorsed a boycott of Israel. B'nai B'rith Canada launched an online petition calling for the CFS, the Canadian Federation of Students, to please rescind their resolution. Let us remember the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As he put it, when people criticize Zionists, they mean Jews. You're talking anti-Semitism. Please go to the JerusalemConnection.us. That is the JerusalemConnection.us with no spaces, and click on the first block titled TJCI versus Anti-Semitism and read our solidarity position paper against anti-Semitism and with Israel and the Jewish people. You can click on the link to sign as an expression of your own support for our work and our beliefs against anti-Semitism. You can also sign up on that same homepage for email blasts and news releases. Shavua Tov, and have a great week.